what's going on? Anything? I mean, obviously, the real news is happening, as in
I was
Russia's
say,
invading
like,
Ukraine.
Jesus, I heard that earlier today. I was like, oh god.
But
World War III is happening, basically.
well, only if you're Ukrainian, because they'll just invade Ukraine and will impose sanctions, and that'll be it.
I don't actually know like the full story because I've kind of sort of been staying away from it. But my coworker was like, "Did you hear the news?" I was like, "Do I want to hear the news?" And she told me. I was like, "Oh, great, okay."
It doesn't affect us very much, but it's still
But
a
yeah,
shit
no, I
situation.
was wondering how it affected because people like I know loads of people are joking about World War III, and I was like, "Wait, is that actually a thing? Can that actually happen?" I don't know.
The only way it could escalate is if NATO provides air support. I was reading this earlier.
What's NATO? That's another thing my coworker mentioned.
So during the Cold War, after the Second World War, because everyone was scared of the communists, they all got together and made their own club and didn't invite any of the communists. And it's a defensive organisation, basically. So if any NATO member is attacked, all the other NATO members are like bound by law to give them aid.
I was told that it was like, what was it they said? It's like about Russia didn't want Ukraine to join NATO.
Exactly.
It would be like something about like being peaceful or something, and they didn't want that or something like that. Is that right?
They don't want a country that they perceive as being under the Russian thumb as being part of another sphere of influence, basically, that isn't the Russian one.
Okay.
They don't want NATO on their borders because it means that NATO could then put weapons and military bases in Ukraine, which Russia would see as a threat.
Of course, I see now.
But there's the other side of that is, of course, Ukraine wants to join because they're scared of Russia, and now we can see with good reason.
Well, I say with good reason. Yeah. Jesus, yeah, because I know I've kept like seeing loads of people joking about it, and I was like, wait, what's going on with World War III? And I didn't really understand what was happening, but I was just like, okay, whatever.
I mean, people have been joking about World War III in every war since like the mid-40s.
That's true.
Since 1939, even you might say.
39 is that when it ended?
That's when it started.
Okay, yeah, true. But they had to have finished number 2 before people started joking about number 3.
Yeah. So I mean, I was reading one of the Russian opposition leaders. I think his name's something Navalny, if I remember rightly. He was basically saying Russia's up shit creek at the moment, kind of economically and socially, where like the price of food is like doubling every couple of years and things like that. The economy's shit. If you watch Russian state media, the news never talks about anything in Russia because it's all going down the pan. So it's basically just a kind of in the same way that the Argentinian dictator invaded the Falklands to try and make himself popular and distract people from the shit show of his country that he was running. Kind of, it seems like Putin's kind of doing the same thing here, and that he's got to do these sorts of things to maintain his popularity, because otherwise people will start to notice that the country's going down the drain.
I just looked it up on the Guardian. 15 minutes ago, Russia captures Chernobyl nuclear power plant after fierce battle.
Yeah, and I read that a minute ago as well. So I was looking at the map. Chernobyl's right on the northern border of Ukraine. So the idea that they're just helping because basically there are these 2 provinces on the east of Ukraine who want to be, they have separatists in them. I don't know whether it's the majority or minority view or whatever, but they have separatists in them that want to be part of Russia. And these 2 provinces have declared independence and said, we want to be part of Russia. Russia has said, hey, Ukraine's going to attack them. We have to invade Ukraine to protect these 2 breakaway states.
Okay.
Hey, Ukraine, what a wonderful time of day.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's all that, as soon as you said that, my brain just went down that route.
Oh, I've got news on that front as well, but we'll come to that in a sec.
Okay.
Also, when I first heard this as well, my first thought...
Sorry, just to finish.
I'll let you finish. Yeah.
The fact that they've captured Chernobyl shows that is a load of bollocks, because Chernobyl's nowhere near these 2 breakaway republics, so it's not about... So what was it Putin said? They need to demilitarize Ukraine to protect themselves against this like violent state or some rubbish. Anyway, go on.
No, when I first heard this, I thought of like... I didn't know if it was too dark humour, because obviously, it's really awful what's happening. But that's that little quote in Shrek 2 when he's like, "Can you not be yourself?" for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. And I just thought of a little skit, sort of saying, can we not have just one moment of peace for 5 minutes? Like first we had all the crap with 2020, the pandemic, and now we had this.
Well, 2020 was very peaceful. There were no wars.
Okay, I mean the pandemic.
I mean, unless you live in one of the many war zones in the world, but it's not white people, it doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like one catastrophe after another at the moment with the world. That's how it feels.
Yeah. I was, yeah. Sorry.
So just give us 5 minutes of peace, please.
The white people comment was I was kind of thinking earlier about how the kind of differences between people fleeing Ukraine and people fleeing places like Syria. I can imagine if Ukrainian refugees end up in the UK, they'll probably get a very different reaction to, say, Syrian Muslim refugees. But
why?
Anyway, yeah.
Why would they get a different reaction?
Because they're white.
They're still refugees, don't they?
Yeah.
But
when refugees from Syria or North Africa show up in the UK, they get called cockroaches and things like that, don't they?
I get what you mean now.
Yeah. Sorry. That was where that comment came from.
I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. Gosh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Well, that was News Hour.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously Putin's doing this to distract from the terrible job he's doing with the Russian state at the moment.
How is he still in power there? I mean, I get it's a dictatorship, but is that the reason why he's still in power?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay.
But now, of course, Russia's kind of just become what the phrase used was a pariah state, so they're going to get even worse now. So it's probably going to get worse for the Russian people as well, unfortunately. Yeah. Hopefully there's a revolution brewing.
I was going to say, why can't they, people in Russia, just overthrow, I don't know.
Well, that's easier said than done.
I have no idea. I was going to say, I know it's easier said than done.
The last time there was a revolution in Russia was because all the soldiers, like the army and everything, were being treated really poorly as well, and they didn't have any food or anything, so they joined the revolution.
I should just get you to be my teacher of politics, because I know bugger all about this, and you're just like, this is I'm learning so much.
I'm probably chatting, as the kids say, bare shit, but I do like history, so I've read a lot about this sort of thing.
Oh, good.
And I say, hey, Ukraine. Did you know that it was the last episode of Arthur this week?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, not this week, but I knew it was brewing upon
us. Let's see. Yes, so this video is still on YouTube. I was wondering if I made a note of it. I wondered if it might have been taken down by the time we got to this.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, it's been on YouTube. So
earlier.
You can,
it's quite sweet.
You can watch it. Yeah. So it starts off with them kind of talking about what the future holds for them all, and then it skips forward to the actual future, and you get to see what they're all doing in the future. And
apparently they got the
Yes, I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's tell everyone else. they got the.
No, keep it a secret. It's between us.
This
podcast must be as unentertaining as possible. That's why we repeat it. Okay.
That's why. So I didn't know this, but they apparently changed the voice actor for Arthur at some point in the series' run, and they got back the original voice actor to play grown-up Arthur in this final episode.
Oh.
And yeah, it was quite cool. So sorry, this is spoilers, but they in the future, Arthur is a graphic novelist, and he's done a graphic novel about all their adventures as kids.
Been done one of them graphic.
Yeah. And the camera pulls into it,
full circle.
and it's back to the first episode. So it all comes. He's the author of Arthur.
It's sweet.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, it was a little tear in the eye watching that, a bit emotional. So it's all come to an end. Kids in the future won't know what Arthur even is. They probably will, because it'd be repeated for 30 years.
Oh yeah. I didn't realise it. I kind of thought it already ended and it was just on reruns. We actually know that it actually didn't have an ending.
Didn't we say this in one of the nostalgia trips, Ozzy? Like we didn't, or I certainly didn't realise it was still going on either.
We've said it at some point, whether it was a nostalgia trip or not. Might have been a Digimon.
Yeah, it could have been at any bloody point, really. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
So that was quite neat. In other news, I watched excuse me, a thing on YouTube called The Second Coming.
Oh.
What does that sound familiar?
How did that pass YouTube's guideline and copyright censors?
Sorry, did
That's
I say
the
YouTube?
sort of thing. YouTube. Okay.
Sorry, I meant Pornhub. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
What?
No.
No, this was it came up when I can't remember whether it was when I was doing the TV of the Year list or whether it was when I was looking up Russell the Davis at some point. But it's a show he did for ITV, a 2-part drama.
Oh.
About the Son of God coming back for the Second Coming. The Son of God played by Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this sounds familiar. I might have skim wikied it when I looked through Eccleston's stuff before.
And this came out.
Now that you're
in
mentioning it, yeah.
Yeah, it came out in
It does sound
2003.
familiar.
Came
Was
out
it like
2000.
set in modern day?
Yeah,
sort of
it came
thing?
out in 2003, so it's pre Doctor Who revival. And at one point he says "fantastic," which is quite funny. But yeah, it's really good.
Speaking of, are we doing TV this year? This
We can
Yes,
do.
I've got mine.
Where do we get to again?
I think we'll be on 2002 or 3 next. I can't remember. Let me just open up the
I think it's
spreadsheet.
2.
We're on 2002. Yeah.
Yes, 2002. Aye.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So Russell the Davis is like is like an atheist. I think he is. So it was obviously like theological, but from the perspective of, what's God all about these days anyway. So it was quite good. It's entertaining. It's all on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it.
Oh, I might watch that.
Speaking of the Doctor the Who, I found something out about the Doctor the Who, the series, the one, which I don't know if you guys knew this. In a similar vein to noticing when Mickey asks if he can come on the TARDIS, as it were, and Rose
one of those like things you don't notice until now, and then you watch something of it, and you're like, "Oh wait, when did that happen?" Oh, okay.
Yeah. Rose Malvin know at the Doctor, which like none of us had noticed. And when you watch it now, it's really obvious. This wasn't so obvious, but when Rose calls Jackie in the End of the World, episode 2,
yeah,
Jackie says something like, "Are you calling from work? Oh, don't forget to put in for the lottery. It's a rollover," or something like that, which indicates that Rose's phone call went through before the events of Rose, the episode.
Oh my day. Oh.
Yes, I read this online. I didn't figure it out.
No, this is something I've never noticed before.
But yeah, that was quite interesting. Just a nice little time travel thing that they didn't draw attention to or anything. It's just a nice little thing they put in.
Yeah, and it's not like over the years it's something that Russell the Davis is like, oh, by the way, in this episode we threw in this little Easter. It's just like, oh, I think I'll just do this. It's just chuck it in there, see if anyone notices.
Yeah. But yeah, because I always thought that that was the last time Jackie heard from her or something. Like she goes off and then gets a phone call. She gets a phone call from Rose and then she disappears for a year. But actually, no.
But no, it makes sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because before the phone call, the last thing that happened to Jackie was getting shot at by a bunch of autons.
Oh yeah. So
and then she hasn't seen. And then the next time she speaks to Rose, it's like, "Oh, you hung up on me. I thought you were dead. There was all these plastic things. Where the?"
Yeah, I think I think she phone Jackie, and Jackie's like, "Rose, don't go out," and then Rose hangs up, laughs and hangs up, and then that's it. She probably thinks she's been shot. Yeah, that must be horrible. Jesus.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I mean, thinking that she's probably dead because she's been missing for a year is quite horrible as well. But
But either way.
Yeah. And finally, before we get on to, well, unless anyone's got any other news, before we get on to TV of the Year, I've been listening to Missy Series 1 on Big Finish.
Oh, okay.
And it's really, really good.
It's definitely a lot more comedic than normal Big Finish, but that's for its benefit.
Yes, definitely for Missy.
Yeah.
So the first episode is really leaning into the Mary Poppins angle of her like being a governess and everything.
Is it like rather than practically perfect in every way, it's like magnificent, marvelously magnificent in every manner, or something like that. Yeah. I still
really
need
good.
to. I'm gonna check my, because I've been paid, so I'm gonna check my funds. When I've paid all my rent and stuff, check what I've got left after all that, and if I've got enough, I'd probably try and get Series 3.
Do we have Series 2?
Yeah, we have Series 1 and 2, yes.
Oh, I must have missed that. Missy must that. I think I just had these that you'd like transferred to me already at some point, and I haven't checked again since.
Yeah, we've downloaded more since.
Yeah. And then there was a line from Divorced, Beheaded, Regenerated I liked, where, number one, the character makes a return, which I was happy about, and
yes. Is it played by Rufus Hound?
Rufus Hound, yeah.
Yes.
And Missy says, if this was a drama, now would be a great place for flashback. And there's a long pause, and she just goes, but it isn't a drama, so there isn't one.
Yeah.
Someone, I think in the same episode, someone says that you should flee. And she says, flee? Me? I fly? It's just full of little lines like that. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Michelle Gomez and Missy just have like a weird way with words that is just sort of great.
Yeah. And then the Broken Clock I just finished today, which was brilliantly kind of meta, very kind of fourth wall breaking.
Can't remember that one off the top of my head.
It's like it's like a true crime podcast where there's like a narrator, but then like the actors aren't sure whether it's really happening or they're acting it or something like that. Yeah. Okay, that was a good one. And I haven't heard the fourth one yet. And then obviously I've got another series to get through as well, by the sounds of it.
Well, yeah. Series. I don't know what would come first, either Masterful or Series 2, but I don't think it really matters. Yeah, remember, I've got Masterful as well.
Because that's what I was thinking about that, because I remember you saying you had it, but I hadn't seen it, so I must have just not looked for a while.
Yeah. It'll be in our archives, the online archives.
So yeah, as is tradition, here's our weekly shout out to Big Finish.
Big Finish
Big
update
Finish.
of the week. Yeah, whatever. That's all we've got for another month or so, and even are we looking forward to that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
It can't be long. No. We're in March now.
Lanky bong.
Got to be within the next 2 or 3 months.
Yes. Damn. So, did anyone else have any other news before we went on to the Yar?
Nope.
No.
All right. Yes, okay, so, pardon me, excuse me, I've got quite a lot for this year, I'll be honest. I have three or four that could have been the winner.
Not very much.
Oh, okay, Alex, would you like to go first?
You know me, I've got a normal scroll.
Yeah.
Okay. My honorable mentions are Jimmy Neutron, Story Makers.
Oh.
Love that show as a kid.
Stories are fabulous.
Stories
are fun.
Stories are fun. Yeah.
Story Makers. But I still remember that song.
I can't remember the names properly, but it's like the Wordsworth.
Yes, I'm the same.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Lubba dubba 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 rising sun. That's kind of all it goes in my head. Yeah.
The Basil Brush Show.
Yeah.
Most Haunted.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
with Derek Faker.
Yeah.
Do you know that one?
Yeah.
They where they
I
one
didn't
of
watch
the
a lot. I watched like a few of them as a kid, but I did kind of like I watched if it was on, I would watch it basically.
one of the
My nan
one of
used
the
to
fakers.
watch it a lot.
What
Yeah.
one of the
Sorry.
producers, one of the producers guys suspected that he might be making it up, and so
I didn't hear this. Yeah, no,
they they
I know the show was complete bullshit, but it
but
was
they
still fun to
but
watch.
they basically but I'm just explaining why I call him Derek Faker specifically. Is one of the producers made sure they spoke about this, like they made up a history of the place they were in, and they made sure that Derek Okora overheard them saying a specific name, and the name was an anagram of Derek Faker. And then he used that name as one of his kind of don't know what he called him, but one of his bits.
No, it's just
Yeah.
it's just this. I'm getting this harsh whistling in my ear. Oh, sorry, Derek. We haven't plugged in the earpiece yet. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay, that's better.
And my last honorable mention, Ozzy Hendrix.
Oh,
Yeah. Ozzy
Uh,
Hendrix.
So my
crime
top
fighters of the
one,
sea.
my top 5. Story of Tracy Beaker.
Nice. Can you make your word come true?
I haven't watched a recent series.
Pardon?
I haven't watched a recent series. Yeah, I need to actually watch it.
What do you mean by recent series?
Oh, the one she has like a daughter now.
Oh, okay, the most recent.
Yeah, the most.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I need to watch it.
Because after Tracy Beaker, they then went on to Tracy Beaker Returns, where she
Yeah, they
started
had so
working
many.
in the dumping ground.
Yeah.
Then they had a spin-off series.
Is not
where
when she's working
it
on
was
the
just the dumping.
Tracy Beaker sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't help myself. Tracy Beaker Returns is when she's working on like the customer service point in an Asda, just dealing with all the refunds.
Oh, on the returns, yeah. Or she's just working on a bus.
Actually, it's been one of these
yeah.
series that I've wanted to go back and actually kind of watch all the way through. If that makes sense, like watch the original, then the
A lot
like,
of them are on YouTube. I don't know if all of them are.
yeah.
They used
That's
to
like that, I
be
wouldn't
on
mind watching.
YouTube once upon a time. But, well,
Yeah.
no, they'd probably be on BBC iPlayer, actually.
Oh, shall I have a quick little?
CB
I don't-
or the
we
CBC
don't-
version.
They might only
We
have the
don't
most
use-
recent ones on there or something.
We don't really we don't watch TV, so we don't have a TV license. So
You don't need a TV license to watch BBC iPlayer.
yeah, you do.
You just have to say you do.
No, not only live. You don't need it to watch on demand.
Wait, really? I thought they changed it like a while back, and you needed it to watch
Normal-
both.
I thought you had to accept in order to make an account, but
Oh, okay. No, you only need a TV license to watch live TV.
Oh, okay. I swear there was like a thing a while ago about how like they were gonna make you get a Hulu license even for like on-demand stuff.
They might be thinking about it. Well, they're fucking scrapping the whole thing soon, aren't they? So won't
they?
worry about it.
Are they?
Yeah, because
they actually scrapping it?
the Tories hate the BBC because the BBC tells the truth. So they're basically making sure it doesn't have
Really,
any
the
funding.
BBC are like super. They're super transphobic though as well.
Well,
Well, the writers they have anyway.
yeah, like that Russell T Davis. What a... Anyway,
I mean, the news writers.
oh, they're on the news, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
people
the
writing
thing.
news articles.
Generally, if you're leftist, you think that the BBC is right wing, and if you're right wing, you think the BBC is leftist because they basically just report anything that happens. But they do have to pander to whatever government is in charge. So when we've got a right wing government, the BBC is more right wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Number 2, Index Saturday Night Takeaway.
Ah.
I remember watching this a crap ton when I was a kid.
Yeah, I've watched a few of them, and they're good. It's
haven't seen
good,
the recent
clean
one,
family
though.
fun.
Yeah. Number 2 is Harry Hill's TV Burp.
Nice.
I loved him. And my number 1 is Raven.
Oh.
okay.
I had a huge crush on the guy who played him.
Sorry, did you say had?
Like, no, I still have a huge crush on him. He's gorgeous.
Of course, the way of the warrior.
I can understand
And his
that,
accent
really.
is just like everything about him is like, damn boy. It's just he's great. I love him, and I remember as a kid I was like, I want to go on Raven. You know, it looked really fun.
But no, Raven, you got to be careful on Raven because like if you fall off the 2-foot pole, you just get disintegrated.
Yeah.
They killed all those kids. Did you see it was in the news?
Like Battle Royale. Jesus.
Yeah, Raven's good.
How many? It ran for quite a while, didn't it?
They had a sequel series as well, I think.
Yeah, apparently I heard that didn't do very well.
No, I don't think it lasted long, but they
Yeah.
have it.
I always remember. I always remember watching Raven and being really disappointed about the hot coals segment because they always made a big thing about. Like even as a kid, I was like really cynical. So they always made a big thing about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you like go over the deadly hot coals, and I remember watching it thinking, yeah, but they're standing on these like stone blocks. They're not on the coals. It's not dangerous. They're not standing on them.
Yeah, that's my list.
Cool, Raven.
Nice.
You will go on my first whistle. Well, I'll go next then, as is tradition, I suppose. So, normally I have honourables and hextras, but today I've only got honourables and my top 5, such as the quality of this year. So the honourables are Future is Wild, which was like Walking with Dinosaurs, but speculating about what the future might be like for all the wildlife on Earth.
Wait, say it again. What was that? Dinosaurs.
The Future is Wild.
Oh, sorry, no, never mind. Sorry, I thought it was something else.
So it was like, basically, they got a load of scientists together and thought, what might happen in the future with evolution and shit? And let's make a documentary about it. It was very cool. Top Gear, the new, but not the new Top Gear, so the old new Top Gear, with Clarkson and Hammond, and I don't think James May was on it at the start.
Well,
Still Game, which is a Scottish sitcom.
I haven't seen much of that. I know of it, but
it's basically it's kind of our future, Ozzy, is what it is.
Yeah. I think I've seen one person react to like the first episode because the way he reacts pretty much includes the whole episode.
So, the one.
you might know who I'm thinking of.
I know the one. Which
you know the one. We won't dob him out.
It distresses me that reactions like that exist, but at the same time, because he reacts to a lot of classic British comedy, it's quite a good way to. It's like an excuse to watch them. Yeah.
It's how I've watched like the past. Or like the first 2 series of Red Dwarf most recently. Yeah. Through other reacting. Yeah. And then just random episodes through the one we shall not name.
Yes. The Basil the Brush Show.
Yes.
Raven. The Story Makers. Mr. Bean : the animated series.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah, I saw that.
The one where you're under no false impression as to whether he's an alien or not. The Story of Tracy Beaker. And Jeopardy, not the American one with Ken Jennings, but the British-Australian children's show about a group of Scottish school kids going to the Australian outback and sort of having a run-in with some spooky aliens.
Oh!
And like their eyes would go red, like one of their eyes would go red occasionally. Oh man, I loved that.
I'm having vague flashbacks.
And I found it on YouTube and downloaded it, so I want to watch it again at some point.
I can't remember anything about it, but now that you've described it, like imagery has shot into my head.
The red eye was a classic thing. It was kind of like Lost for kids in a sense. Yeah, that was cool. Right. So that's me. Honourables. Number 5, Takeshi's Castle.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which is just amazing. Just to watch that all the time, and it'd be like kind of like water cooler moments, but in the school playground. So like it's like playground moments of like, oh my god, someone won. What did they win? We don't know.
On the very rare occasion.
Yeah, that's great. Dick and Dom in Da Bungalow is number 4.
Yes.
Which is just one of those amazing things. And there's clips of it all over YouTube as well, of like them playing bogeys and Eeny Meeny Makaraka Rai Dominaka Iki Poka Sheep Pom Stick, which is still just hilarious.
find like a full series worth of episodes.
I bet. Yeah.
You can find some people. There's channels out there which have pretty much whole episodes on there, but just random ones from like different years.
Right.
And obviously, all the TV shows have been cut out. It's just the bungalow bits. Which being me, I've taken the odd one and re-put the shows back in.
They're all odd. There was something about Dick and Dom and Da Bungalow in The Guardian recently, because it was like an anniversary of some sort.
Okay.
And they linked a few clips in their article, so I was watching all of them. And there was one where, I don't know if you remember, I can't remember if it was Dick or Dom, probably Dom, got birthed out of a model cow and then had to go back in. It's just like, oh, amazing. Amazing. Right, number 3 is Dead Ringers.
Yes.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Which I will add is still going on the radio. But that, I always loved that because they did like other impression show after that, which weren't very funny, because like the whole joke was just that they sounded like them. Whereas Dead Ringers had like proper sketches and was really kind of absurd. Really my style of humour. Awesome stuff. Number 2 is Look Around You.
Yeah, I wondered if this.
I heard about that one.
Which is like spoof school science videos from the sort of the 80s. So it's kind of like taking the mick out of them. Very, very funny. It's also why my channel is called Invisible Tower, through a long and convoluted explanation. But I actually found the episode of the Colourless run where I first called it the Invisible Tower, which I was quite proud of finding. If anyone is curious, it was episode 12 of the Colourless run. Gumption. To find that out, I had to. I basically went through. I went through each video and generated auto captions, and then just did Control F for things like invisible and tower, and found it like that. So then, number 1 is Harry Hill's TV burp.
Oh, was that this year, was it?
Nice.
Yes, which is, like I've mentioned before, it's a TV. Normally, TV shows end. It's sad. Oh, I would like that. This is a show I regularly miss from like on the regs. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll be reminded of like a segment from it, and I'll go on YouTube and then end up on YouTube for 2 hours going down a rabbit hole without 20 tabs open. Because it used to. Not only do I think the whole thing's bloody hilarious, it's also kind of like got the nostalgia factor, because it used to be I'd get home from watching football, and it would normally just be in time for Harry Hill's TV burp, and I'd get a cup of tea on, watch TV burp, classic.
Nice.
Yeah, brilliant. I quote TV burp quite a lot as well. Still, that's normally a good. Same with Look Around You. It's normally a good indication of where things should appear on the list. There we are. Over to Mr. Rototori.
Okay. Just faffing about trying to move your Minecraft thing.
Fafnir about.
So we start with obviously the vague mentions, things that I can vaguely remember, but I haven't watched enough of, or I may have only seen 1 or 2 episodes of. So obviously we have the 2 Toku shout-outs for Kamen Rider Ryuki and the Ninpu Sentai Harikenja. That's what you got to end with that. You have to end with the but anyway. Then we have Timo Supremo, Bo Selector.
Oh my god.
What's Timo Supremo?
Timo Supremo was a weird animated thing about kids being superheroes. One of them was like a cowgirl, one of them was a generic superhero, and then I can't remember the other one off the top of my head.
One of them was a cowgirl, one of them was a cowboy.
I recognised it a bit from what I saw of the picture of it when I searched it, basically.
Okay.
After Bo Selector, we have the 1 episode of Look Around You I've seen. The Shiny Show, Thimbles, The Story
Oh my god, The Shiny Show!
I vaguely remember that name. I can't think what it is. I might be thinking of the
Have a go, The Shiny Show, The Shiny Show.
Oh my god, that brings back memories.
something mode, a shiny showed. Yeah.
Jesus.
Where did I get? Storymakers, Balamori, Transforma, Makiu. Oh god, I spelled that. Makiuron Densetsu. We struggled with this when we tried
Wait a
it
minute.
before, didn't we?
Yeah, I recognise this.
Yeah. Which is, to English people, Transformers Armada, which is
'Cause
like the only Transformers series I've ever seen.
I think I cut that section out of us trying to pronounce
okay.
Emmanuel Macron Daihenshin or whatever it was called.
Maikuron Densetsu, maybe.
Emmanuel
Anyway,
Macron Daihenshin, that's what I said.
Yeah. Then we have Cave Girl. Then we have
Oh yeah, I remember
Smarties.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Never watched it, but I remember seeing it advertised like all the time.
It's hard to find episodes. I think there's only like one that I found last time I searched, but that was a good couple of years ago. But yeah, and then Smartinis, which was like the CBeebies Smart,
Oh god, yeah, I remember that.
which I watched a bit of just because it was smart.
Is it like a martini but made out of
Smarties.
Kirsten O'Brien or whatever? Was that her name? I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was separating things. So now we're on to the actual honourable mentions, which is Duel Masters, the new Yu-Gi-Oh knockoff. Galidor, Defenders of the Outer Dimension.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
Which was
sounds
like
amazing.
a weird CBBC sci-fi show from like obviously early 2000s. I've got a couple of episodes downloaded. It was kind of weird, but I can remember liking it. Then we have Most Haunted, which I've just chucked in. Then we have Power Rangers Wild Force.
Wild Force.
Then we have Kim Possible.
That's one of those ones that I'm sure I would have liked, but just through chance as a kid, I never watched it. Like
I only watched
Danny Phantom and that sort of thing.
See, I never watched any Danny Phantom. I watched some Kim Possible, so I've got vague memories of it.
Samurai Jack. I need to get that. I need to acquire that at some
I've
point.
watched some of that. That is good, yeah. What was that? I Love Mummy.
That's nice. What's your next choice?
Nah.
Sorry,
I had to be done.
My next choice is the one series CBBC sitcom I Love Mummy.
Never heard of that.
I think it was just about a Canadian family moved to Britain, found a sarcophagus in their attic, and awakened a mummy who lived with them for. You getting memories?
I've suddenly remembered it. That was a weird. That was a weird experience.
I've only rewatched the first episode so far, but they are all on YouTube. Yeah. Then Codename Kids Next Door.
Ah, yeah.
Mr. Bean, the animated series.
Yeah.
The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Later just shortened to 8 Simple Rules. Because the dad died, so you could no longer.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know. The title sounds like it's going to be full of things that are uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
No, it was one of those like early 2000s American sitcoms.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I've never seen it. Or I know of it, I should say.
And now into my top list, which is technically a 15. But
Wow.
Mrs. Brown's Boys, the original.
Ah, yeah. I think I dropped that in later on because I chose a different start point.
Yeah.
Because it gets
But
confusing
it's pretty
with
much
different
exactly
sort of...
Yeah, it started, then it stopped, and then it came back. But they're pretty much the exact same show. Yeah.
Anyway.
Then we have Top Gear, the
Nice.
Clarkson era.
Topu Giru.
Topu Giru. Then we have Digimon Frontieru. I don't know what it's called in Japan.
Oh.
The 4th series.
I do. But I've forgotten.
Iminors. Yeah, okay. Then we have Ace Lightning,
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yes.
which was
That was
about
really,
a video game
Oh, it is
character
Digimon
just
Yeah.
coming alive. Oh,
It
It's
is
like
Digimon
CGI, wasn't it?
Frontier.
Digimon Frontier.
Yeah,
Digimon
I'm thinking
Frontier.
I'm thinking of Data Squad, which is called Savage. Anyway,
Oh,
Ace
okay,
Lightning.
yeah.
Yes, I also
Okay, yeah.
watched the shit out of that back in the day.
Yes.
How could I
yes.
forget about that?
I think most of them are still on YouTube. I downloaded them, I think. Anyway, Naruto.
Oh yeah,
And-
Naruto. I've never actually watched that.
No,
I've undergone foot
One
binding. I've got a
episode.
narrow toe.
Oh, a Naruto.
Hilarious.
Then we have Dead Ringers.
Did ringers.
Dead Ringer.
Yeah. I wasn't deep enough.
What was it? Something about Romana and well, this is as good as I'm going.
K9, you gave me the wrong number.
That's it.
No one will ever get that, and we'll never explain it.
No. Do you know what? Couldn't you remember that I had fancy dress walks and I dressed
Yeah.
up as Baker once
Yes.
and I had the scarf? Have I told you this story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the story.
Where I went to a public cool box.
I already
And
know
I
the
think-
story.
Yeah. Okay.
Gonna maybe cut this out now.
I don't know the story, do I?
I'll tell
Sounds
you
familiar.
tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow if we remember.
Okay. Okay.
Where did I get? And then TV Burp, which I added in because I didn't see it in any of the lists when I was looking. But then Raven,
Nice.
then Ozzy and Drix, then Firefly.
I still
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen that. It's been on my. It's the oldest thing on my to watch
It's
list.
good. It's quite easy just because it is only one series. So
Yeah,
well, a series and a
unfortunately.
movie. A series and a
Yes.
movie.
I got bought the movie for my 18th birthday on DVD.
Oh.
I haven't seen it, obviously,
I
because I've
s-
seen the series.
I started with the movie, which was kind of confusing as fuck because I was like 12, 13 years old, and the movie was on DVD, and I think my granddad had it, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, I like this because it's all sci-fi and shit, but what just happened?
What is this? I'm 12 and what is this? Well, there's the episode title, sorted.
Kore wa nan desu ka? Anyway, yes.
I don't think anyone said that for about 12 years.
Speaking of Kore wa nan desu ka, my number 2, 4, 5, we're at number 5 now, so don't worry, we're almost there, is Takeshi's Castle.
Oh,
Yes. Obviously. Hi. Sugoi Subarashi. After that, we have What's New Scooby-Doo,
Coming after
which I'd say was probably I've seen 90% of every Scooby-Doo era. There might be a couple I haven't seen, but my era was probably the What's New Scooby-Doo era.
the
Just
theme
because-
tune is generation defining.
Yeah. But this is the era that was just constantly shown on CBBC from like 2002 onwards. So I watched it pretty much every day. So well, whenever, not every day, but yeah, blah 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 blah. Anyway, top 3. Number 3, Dick and Dom in Da Bungalow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number 2, The Story of Tracy Beaker.
Nice.
Yeah.
And number 1, The Basil Brush Show.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I guess that would be number 1.
Yeah,
Basil.
Yeah.
Basil Brush and Tracy Beaker were like two of those the shows that sort of hold big memories in my sort of like late childhood, early teens. I think it's just because they literally had an episode of each at least once every day on CBBC. So I'd constantly be watching the series over and over and over again, just them showing it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like that's how. It's like with when I just watch Father Ted all the time. it's
Yeah,
The more
yeah.
you watch something like that, the more it sticks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Isn't it though? Cool. So we've got Raven, Harry Hill's TV Burp, and the Basil Brush Show. Because there's only 3 of us. So there only ever was 3 of us. We
Yeah. Apart from that time, we had a weird ghost on the Minecraft server.
Yeah.
Wondered what happened there.
We had to get Yvette Cooper in to sit in the dark.
Yeah. And I'm not thinking about the Dementor that was attacking us all.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Yeah, Alex, you should come on now. We've added superhero powers.
I downloaded it recently. Tilly helped me with it. So I've just got to sign in and see if it works with my PC.
Oh, okay.
How recently?
Literally, I think not yesterday, the day before.
Okay.
Let me just open Curse for just a sec.
Because if it was like before this week, then it's totally different.
Yeah, TARDIS 4B.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realised 4B was my class in year 4. Memory lane. Oh, Mr. Smith. Rob Mr. Smith, he died of something.
I haven't actually tested. I haven't tested if it works. Yeah, so...
Okay, nice.
Yeah, let me know when you're playing.
If you really want to, you can be Spider-Man.
Yay!
Do you really want to? Is it wicked? Yeah, we normally play on Tuesdays, but the server's up continuously.
Okay. Oh, so you can kind of go in and out whenever.
Oh, God, yes.
Well, that's... Christian goes on once a week. Me, Tilly, and Rob went on for a good couple of hours yesterday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know when you guys are on, and I'll see if I can join.
Yeah.
I think we're just there's the Minecraft channel
Minecraft
on the Discord, and there's the Minecraft Facebook chat as well. So I think normally when people pop on, they'll be like,
"Yeah,
this is us popping on."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Sac Magique.
Max Sajik.
So I just found this funny. I'm gonna put it in the chat a sec. It's hilarious. Oh, where's Discord gone? Yeah, I got it on my phone. Yeah.
There was something weird in that Arthur episode that I just remembered. Arthur gets a book that's like how to draw different animals, and they open it up, and there's animals like we know them in there, including an aardvark, and they comment on the fact that didn't aardvark look weird? I didn't know they had such long noses.
Oh, what, in the most recent one?
Yeah. What are they then?
Yeah, that's a good point. What are they if they're not fat?
Are they?
There we go.
Maybe the real aardvark is to Arthur like what chimps and apes are to humans.
Maybe,
it's kind of, or Mr. Mime are to the people in the Pokemon world.
So it's a world where instead of the great apes becoming sentient, every animal did it. Like, are there apes in Arthur? Are there chimps and monkeys and shit?
I
don't know. Hands on a postcard. So yeah, Canada was definitely running out of ideas for street names, says the image. Featuring names such as this street, that street, and the other street. That's brilliant.
It's like, what do we call these streets? This street, that street, the other street. I don't know.
There are a lot of places in sort of around Newfoundland area where the person who named them had a really childish sense of humor, because they're called things like placentia and God, I can't remember them all now, but they're all body parts. Hang on.
Where is this?
Newfoundland.
Where's that?
The very east side of Canada.
Okay.
Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm going to go on Google Maps and investigate. See if it gives me any rigolo. Oh yeah, conception, that's another one. So there's placentia, conception.
Wow.
Where's all the other ones? Oh, these aren't as rude as I can't find all the rudes.
Oh.
They must be too small. That's what she said. Yeah, anyway, that was that story.
Fair enough. I'm going to help him next time. My food's going to be ready in a bit.
Come by Chance, that's another place in the area.
Oh. Come by chance.
My lord.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the kumbaya.
Alright, cool. Thanks for coming, you two. And thanks for watching, everyone. And thanks for listening, everyone.
Kuru desu.
Yes. We're all about Kuru here. If there's one thing I love, it's brain diseases caused by cannibalism. As previously discussed. Let me just see what spam we've got in the inbox. And then we'll call it the day.
Okay.
Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. Cool. So if you've got a really thinly veiled attempt at phishing, please send it to contact@invisibletower.net. Leave a comment down below. All the other shit. Diddle the dongs.
Or anything legitimately funny or interesting.
Yeah.
And
Or
if it's worthy, it may be featured within the podcast for like 5 people to listen to.
Copics of... more people download it than watch it, because that's how podcasts work.
Okay, no. Fair.
Yeah, copics of conversation would be good as well. Anything you wanted to talk about, or anything you've seen in the news that you think would benefit from the invisible eye?
Eye in the sky.
Yes.
Anyway, bye.